A lot of Black women are the reason why Y2K nostalgia, which is kind of what the collab is intermixed with, is part of the reason why the nostalgia of the trend is still alive. And you didn't include your only Black character. Hello Kitty is now being accused of racism. Hi guys, I'm Tati. Welcome to Tati's Media, where I get to inform you while offering my perspective on different things in the media. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about Bratz x Sanrio collab and why it's being accused of potential racism. Before we begin, I'd like to preface that I am not here to create drama or to yell at anybody. However, when a brand is built off of inclusion, nostalgia, and girlhood, but they continuously leave out a specific character that is very loved by many, there needs to be a level of accountability held. And I'm here today to look up both sides, both parties, and see what exactly went wrong and why this inclusion is continuously being left out. So on October 1st, Bratz and Sanrio launched a collab that should have been every girl's dream. It was a Y2K collab pairing iconic Bratz dolls with the beloved styled characters Hello Kitty, Kodomi, and My Melody. The promo featured Chloe, Jade, and Yas, very popular dolls in the Bratz community if you haven't seen Bratz or know the dolls. However, in the original pairing of Bratz, there's 4 main girls: Chloe, Jade, Yasmin, but also Sasha. These girls were all different ethnicities, and that's why they were so loved by different people, because it had so much inclusion. Sasha was the only girl in the 4 that was Black. Fans immediately noticed. Sasha wasn't in the packaging nor on any artwork, not in the main PR shots, and not in the doll lineup. People began to ask questions, and the silence was deafening. Bratz fans are furious because they left out this very loved character, who by happened to be only the Black representation in the group. Sasha isn't a side character. If you've seen any Bratz media, she's always paired with the main 4. She's in the main 4. She's a main character. Not only that, but this isn't the first time Sasha has been left out of a collaboration. Over the years, Sasha has often been removed from mainline releases, left out of international drops, and excluded from limited editions or collabs. But she's always been part of the core 4. So why is this happening?
The part that I find kind of the most dumb about MGA leaving Sasha out of the new Bratz Hello Kitty collab lineup is that didn't they already go through this lesson before? Back in 2003 when they first made the Pretty and Punk line, they didn't have Sasha, and that was such a big deal within the Bratz fandom that they literally gave us a Sasha doll when they made the re-release. They already know better than to do this. They've been through this cycle before, and the consequences and what people wanted, and then they didn't make what people wanted, and then later on they did make what people wanted because people wanted it. I'm not even really being coherent here. It's just so dumb that they wouldn't have learned their lesson by now.
People were rightfully asking, why are Black girls always being treated as optional? So after days and days of backlash, Bratz responded to the controversy. Let's read it, shall we? The apology reads, "We've heard your feedback about Sasha not being part of the Bratz x Hello Kitty collab. Sasha is a forever core Bratz doll. The lineup for this release was determined on the Bratz side. Our friends at Sanrio have been incredible partners throughout, and together we're thrilled to share that Sasha is joining the collaboration. More info to come soon. Your passion made it clear how much she means to you all, and we are excited to give her the spotlight she deserves. Sasha has headlined some of our biggest collaborations, and she will continue to shine in upcoming projects. Thank you for keeping the Bratz spirit alive." What they didn't cover though was why those constraints existed in the first place, why it wasn't fixed before launch, why didn't they warn fans or plan a separate release for Sasha? Most importantly, if they knew they were the core 4, why was she excluded? Also, Sanrio never addressed the backlash at all, but that's probably because Bratz took all the blame. People felt that the post came off defensive, and the fact that they were more concerned about the brand damage than the long-lived fans of Sasha and how they felt erased. We've heard a lot from Sanrio and Bratz. We're going to hear from other people and what they have to say about the controversy.
So pictures have started floating around of the new Bratz Hello Kitty collab. Very exciting. The dolls look cute. Sasha's not a part of it. No, it's not the first time that a main character has been left out of a collaboration, but only the Black one. And to be honest, I can't even say that this is something I would have been thinking about just seeing the dolls on their own, because I guess that's the point. It's an anticipated collaboration. All the characters there look great. It's really easy to not think about who we're not seeing. I've already seen a number of creators point out this doesn't seem like an MGA decision. It's probably something that happened on the Sanrio side of things. And I'd agree that that's probably what this is. It's unfortunate, but it's not surprising. But seeing as Sanrio is a brand that's only become more prominent across all cultures over the past few years, it's really disappointing that they're not taking this opportunity to give us a fashionable Black girl with some Hello Kitty inspired clothes. That would be so dope. That would be so dope. And we're not getting it. Can you take the pieces, restyle them on a Sasha? Of course, but obviously that does not feel the same. So as collectors, as consumers, as fans, what do we do about this? I don't have an answer, but I don't know. For all the people confused about why Sasha being left out is even worth a discussion, this is it. Bratz as a brand would not exist without black people, black culture, period. So if the community is upset about a choice that they made regarding the dolls that are inspired by them, that feeling is valid. For the people saying that they leave dolls out of collaborations all the time, honestly, not really. In the first few years of Bratz being released, there were only I had to really look for a line that Sasha was not a part of. You got like Secret Date and I think Pretty and Punk. And when we did see that, it was generally to make space for another character. So it's not that common, at least when it comes to the main 4 girls. Honestly, I can't even think of a reproduction line that's come out in the past few years that has included multiple characters and not Sasha. Yes, she was just highlighted in a special collaboration doll. That is beautiful. That has nothing to do with the absence of Hello Kitty representation for all the black girls that love Hello Kitty. The people in the market for $100-something collector doll are not the same people looking for a Hello Kitty doll for $30. That's not equivalent. And to the people who are saying that black dolls don't make as much money, they end up on clearance. Yeah. Isn't that something we should be talking about? Doesn't that seem reflective of a larger issue in our society that is maybe worth examining? So yes, I'm talking about Bratz dolls. Yes, we're up in arms about Bratz dolls, but it's because looking at something like this can very easily lead us to looking at something much bigger. So instead of hiding behind the fact that black dolls don't sell as a reason not to include black dolls, how about support them? That sounds like a better option. Naturalistas are beautiful, and I love that they're still on the shelves, and they need to sell at full price. So let's make that happen. When this beautiful new Us collab drops, please show them that it was worth making those dolls, because we want to see stuff like that. But as a general rule, if you see a lot of people upset about something, maybe don't have your first intention be let me dismiss this and belittle it. Also, read the comments, because they tend to provide a lot of context. Just a thought.
Bratz, we need to have a serious conversation, starting with who's running this damn account, because this ain't funny. This ain't funny. Like, legit, someone literally posted the Bunny Boo icon, and they were like, we love Bunny Boo. Really good. And then they had the audacity to be like, the corny intern messed up again. This is why she never gets hired full time. Is this a funny situation to you? We're not laughing. And then when they finally like came up with a statement saying how like, oh my god, now Sasha's gonna be added to the Sanrio line, which is like very yeah, like you basically overlooked Sasha, which people in the comment section gave Bratz hell, which is great, but I do think that Sanrio also has some like explaining to do as well. It cannot just be the Bratz company. Do not work with companies that do not want to support darker shades of dolls.
Shout out to those creators. I'm glad to hear their perspectives. We are going to get into my perspective. It's time for Mind Over Media. Welcome to Mind Over Media. My mind over the media is my perspectives on the controversy. As always, no hate is intended. I don't mean any harm at all. These are just my perspectives. I'm gonna be unprofessional for a minute. I want to show you guys something. These are my Bratz dolls from when I was like 6. This was my favorite doll ever. Sasha was one of my favorite Bratz dolls ever. This was very important to me. Dolls were so important to my childhood growing up, especially because they started releasing more black dolls as I got older. And Sasha was one of the black icons of my childhood that I never had to worry about them changing or switching up because she was made for this. You know what I mean? So, my take. I'm not saying that Bratz and Sanrio sat in a room and was like, let's make all the dolls in this collab and leave out the black one specifically. I don't think that happened. And I don't think it was an act of racism. I think it was an act of ignorance, which can be just as harmful. When your brand has access to millions of consultants, other parts of this business that can help you and give you clarity and access, I am just so amazed on how this happened. How do you leave a core 4 character out of this big collaboration? It's Hello Kitty. Everybody loves Hello Kitty. Again, I don't think they all intentionally sat there and said, let's leave out the black one. But regardless, it wasn't an accident either. This was institutional ignorance. You know what? Props to them because they actually do have a PR team, which it seems like everybody's lacking these days. However, their PR team still needs to get a little bit of work done because the apology sounds like a checklist and not actual remorse. Problem isn't just Sasha's exclusion solely, but the mindset behind the scenes that didn't view her as a vital character to begin with. They didn't make this about inclusion. They didn't make it about Sasha. They made this about who gets to be iconic, who gets to be the default, who gets to blend in with this collab that's aesthetically pleasing. Black girls have really built this brand, okay? Have helped create this brand. They have supported it for years. A lot of black women are the reason why Y2K nostalgia, which is kind of what the collab is intermixed with, is part of the reason why the nostalgia of the trend is still alive. And you didn't include your only black character. Super disappointing. I've grown up with Bratz. Obviously, these dolls are my life. I watched the movies, I watched the shows, I watched every Bratz media I could ever consume. And obviously, I'm huge. My Melody's one of my favorite characters ever. I had a My Melody birthday cake. Like, I know these characters, okay? I know that Bratz says that they had a little bit more say over the collaboration, but it is also on Sanrio too, because again, these are two parties collaborating, okay? They both hold responsibility and accountability for what they did or didn't do. That's my take on it. I still hold love for the dolls and the inclusion it's had prior to this. Also, once again, this isn't their first time, so it's just really disappointing, but we've heard enough from me. It's time to hear from you guys. Do you guys think that brands are becoming lazy with diversity once the trend of it fades? Was Sasha's exclusion racism or ignorance, or does it even matter at this point? And how should brands show real accountability and not just reaction? Let me know what you guys think. I'm very curious to hear. Thank you for watching, and okay, yeah, love you. Bye. Mwah.